Hello everyone and welcome to my Cauldron of Carnage heroic guide. So just a few things to go through on this one. You'll want to split your raid group into two halves, just down the middle, equal healers on both sides, equal DPS and one tank on each side. You'll then also want to make sure that they stay separate. You don't want them anywhere near each other. If they go near each other, then they will start, taking a lot less damage, and that's not something that you want. Also, both bosses do a dot, so essentially multi-dotters can sort of stand and get both of them, but just be careful that you're not taking too much damage from receiving both dots, but I reckon you can get away with it a little bit. It's a two-phase fight, so you start on one of the ads. It will then, once it's got to full energy, slam itself into the middle, and then after the slam into the middle, you will then swap and go the other side. That's so you can reset the dot that I've spoken about, and you do the other mechanics basically. Okay, so let's look at the gorilla boss. So essentially, when you first get into combat with the boss, you'll notice that you get a little bar that pops up on your screen. You should just see it here when I freeze it, so you can see you have like an energy bar essentially. As you're going through this phase, anytime you move, as you can see what's happening now, the energy bar fills up. The more you move, the more it fills up. When you stop moving, it goes down. If this energy bar reaches full, you're going to get stunned for 6 seconds. So every single mechanic that you do on this side, you have to stutter step. That's really important. So the boss will beat its chest and then call down circles, and you have to stutter step during this. You can see the highlight on my character here, and then also make sure your bar doesn't fill up. My bar is close to filling up, which is the big circle. I move too much, I get stunned. So that's what you're trying to avoid, okay? Further on this side, the boss calls in some images. You can see them, or their health bars in these 3 positions. Essentially, I think what you want to do with these will CC them. They last for 12 seconds, and I think once they expire, they won't cause any electric on the ground. If you let them walk into the person that they're being targeted on, so you can see one is targeting me, you can see the one on the right targeting that guy, essentially they will leave a lightning pool on the ground, and that can suppress you and do damage and mitigates the space that you have. So essentially there's 3 of them, CC them, don't touch them, and hopefully there'll be no lightning on the ground from that. And lastly, just a tank mechanic on this phase. It's just a big bash that you need to have your active mitigation up for, otherwise you'll take increased damage. So yeah, just make sure you mitigate it and you're all good. Okay, so the red side, I'll go through the mechanics on it. So essentially it does a bomb that you will soak into a beam, into a bomb, into a beam, into a spread, into the bomb, into the beam. Okay, so let's go through these now. So the idea is that the bomb will go on a random member of your party that's been split in half. So you want to all sort of stack around the edge in a specific area. Then you can see the bomb comes in. You can see the beam, but we'll talk about that later. And then you all stack on the edge and the bomb will go off. And essentially it's split damage between those of you and it knocks you to the side. Okay, and then from where the bomb is, you can see some pools of lava coming out. All right. Okay, so the beam, we can see that the beam is focusing this person. What's very important to note is that it will lock in a specific place there. Okay, and then that person can move out and the beam will stay where it is. So that person puts the beam in a specific place, then they move out of the beam, and then, yeah, should be all good. Okay, so for tanks, he basically does a stomp on you, knocks you up in the air, puts lava out from you so you don't want to be stacked on top of anybody else, and then it goes into the mechanic where the bomb is coming. So it's actually quite frustrating because you do need to spread, but sometimes on PTR it was putting the bomb on you. So I don't know if in live that will be different, but just be subconscious of if you're knocked up in the air and you've got a charge or something, try get back to the boss as quick as possible to get back to where you need to be, okay? And then finally, he's going to put this AoE on top of people. It happens just before the 3rd bomb, and you also get the tank mechanic at the same time. So it's kind of where you need to loose spread and try and get the bomb in a good spot. I believe this is a 10-yard circle and it's been changed to 5-yard. But yeah, essentially it'll be a case of you put 1 and 2 bomb basically on top of each other where you can, and you leave a little gap, and then you put the 3rd bomb. It won't be perfect, but you can work with it. And then we go into the intermission. Just before I do go into the intermission, I just thought it'd be good to show you the raid plan that we're using about where the beams should be aiming. So essentially the beam, as you can see, should always be aiming sort of to the back, and then everybody that gets in the bomb stands at the tip of the bomb and gets knocked away from the beam. This means that you're never going to have the accidental bomb, knock, into beam, everybody dies, okay? And if you follow this, you should be absolutely fine, and there shouldn't be any issues at all. The charge really is not that hard. It's just a case of dodge the new swirlies, dodge the lava, and go to your new side. Just take your time to walk over to your new side and position yourself in a good spot to deal with the first mechanics as they come out. Obviously melee will want to be in between the two, sort of hitting both, and just be careful because the graphic is quite intense, so you might not see swirlies and stuff. But yeah, just get to your new side and DPS as much as you can and dodge stuff. That's all this phase is. So a very quick TLDR on the dino side: bait the bomb, bait the beam behind the bomb, get everybody to be knocked away in a different direction. Tanks, make sure you move out with the knock up and dodge lava waves. It will go bomb into beam, spread, bomb into beam. Okay, and on the gorilla side, you basically move as little as you can. You stutter step when you get a mechanic that makes you move. You CC up the ads. You don't run into them so they don't explode and leave stuff on the floor. And then, yeah, you chill on that side, really. As always, a big thanks to those that helped. It means a lot. And if you could leave a like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And I will add the raid plan and some stuff to the description. Thanks. Bye.